Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, a little bit remote. Not really, I'm at home, but in the garden level studios, so to speak. We are going to venture down. Well, I never know where we're going to venture down to anymore. It used to be Ann Arbor. Ara Topouzian, who is the executive director of the Michigan Venture Capital Association. Ara, where are you today, as a matter of fact? I've had a number of people asking.
Well, I think we're all remote these days. Michigan Venture Capital Association is a virtual organization at this point. We went virtual late 2022. Decided there was no real need to have that extra expenditure of an office. But like you said, we did start and had been for many years, obviously in Ann Arbor. And then we had moved our offices just prior to COVID to Novi, and then now we're remote. So
now you're everywhere.
I'm everywhere. Well, we're a statewide organization, right? Yeah. So having an office footprint, does that really matter? But thank you for having me on once again. It's always a pleasure and fun talking to you.
Well, it's always good to have you on, and the good that you do is important to all of us. So, I understand you're relaunching a program which hasn't been around for a while, but we're excited about that.
Yeah, we're super excited about it. It's the Venture Fellows program. It was first created by MVCA, I think back in 2011, and we did it for several years. Unfortunately, the funding had run out. And I saw sort of the last cohort of it, if you will, in the first few months when we started 4 years ago. So fast forward, through connecting with Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist, we talked about this program. We talked about bringing it back. As you know, Lieutenant Governor is an angel investor. He understands this space and he understands the advantages of what this program could mean for Michigan. So fast forward, we were granted a $500,000 contract. It's a two-year contract, but with the ability for that to go on, over the next 4 years. So there could be some more funding depending on the success of the program. So we're very excited to have it back.
Well, $500,000 grant from strategic fund, that's not a bad kickstart.
No, it's not a bad kickstart. Like I said, it's something we had in the past, and bringing it back is beneficial, we think, to the entire ecosystem.
So tell us a little bit about the design of this thing and how it actually works, Sarah.
Yeah. Sometimes the name of it, Chris, gets a little bit confusing. Folks seem to think that these are grants to an individual that would be interested in being in some type of a program, and that's not how it's set up. It's set up for Michigan VC funds that are MVCA members. They have to be a member. If they are going to hire someone, they can apply for this grant, and we will help them out. We're sort of like a re-grantor. So we will help them out to a certain amount of money for over the next couple of years with the salary. So it gives the venture firm the ability to put some extra money in the pot to hire someone on.
To grow. So, and you've got enough venture capital funds that are members of what's happening at MVCA. So that's
yeah, and so the advantage is that we're trying to create more investors in the ecosystem, right? We know that we're limited in the amount of firms and investors, and so if we can bring on some of a younger generation, a more diverse generation, the hope is that they'll stay here as well, and maybe they'll create their own funds as well. So it's meant to grow the ecosystem.
Well, I'll tell you what, plaudits, because when you get enough confidence as an association to be the re-grantor, that speaks highly of how people trust you.
We hope so. We've already gotten great response. We've got 3 or 4 firms that have expressed interest, and I don't think we have a problem utilizing the funds.
Yeah, absolutely. So are you going to be doing this alone, just the association, or do you have other groups involved?
No, I mean it's an MVCA program. We're not partnering with other affiliated or outside entities. We've modified the programming a little bit from last time. And before it was sort of a grant loan repayment kind of structure, and it's not at this point. It's just sort of a grant. We're just pushing out funding there. So a couple of nuances like that, but certainly folks can go to michiganvca.org and there's a pull down menu for the Venture Fellows program. They can learn some more of the specifics on the program and how it works.
That was obviously my next question. How do
Of
people get
course.
involved in this whole thing? So,
Yeah.
show me the money, right? All
Yeah,
right.
we've got a FAQ on there because it's a living document that really answers, we think, all the kind of questioning that is needed.
Well, listen, congratulations on that, and also
Thank
the
you.
work you do on a daily basis. Ara Topouzian, it's always good to talk to you, my friend, and keep
Likewise.
up the good work. All right.
Thank you, Chris. You do the same. Thanks for having
All
me
right.
on again.
It's good to have you. You've been watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. We'll be back with more.